Welcome, everybody, to the Journeymen Lounge podcast.
You better be praying to God because, you're 14 and losses in a row. You're going to need Jesus.
Am I wrong?
I thought you were pretty wrong, yeah.
Welcome, Journeymen Lounge podcast listeners. We had some added members recently. I think we're up to 91, 92. We're getting really close to that paintball giveaway. I'm going to end up shooting Woj probably, or Ryan, one of us. You're going to have the weakest record among us three, though. Yeah. Well, I guess be prepared.
For the
what?
Pick'em?
Yeah.
Well, I made some
Oh, no. Is it Pick'ems or is it our fantasy leagues?
I thought we did fantasy.
I thought we
have
did
no
fantasy
idea.
leagues, so you might just be careful.
Well, Woj only has a game above me in the one league.
All right, we'll see. Well, welcome. We got a cold day. We got some snow out, some slush. So feeling really like Chicago. And
Starting early this year.
Is it really though? 21st of November, we got our
I
first
feel like
snowfall.
the last couple of years we've had some mild winters where it hasn't really.
I think January we're in for it. So I guess
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
I mean, today and yesterday were the first 2 days that actually felt
Right, so I'm
like
not complaining.
winter. So yeah,
to me, usually this kind of weather comes in like more towards Christmas-ish, maybe like a little before that, but at least December. I don't know. I mean, November is not saying can't be cold because 100% they have been, but just the last few years at least, I would say.
you know what? That kind of just brings a quick topic. I've golfed in December at some point over the past 3 years, so that's pretty cool that we're able to do that. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say usually the latest I golf is like October, maybe like the first couple weeks in November if it's a nice year. But
No, but there was one instance I think we had shot up to like 50 or 60, and we did one of the public courses.
I know Woj is retired in September.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it's miserable.
He's capped from.
It's not.
Woj is May to September.
Let me ask you,
exclusive.
Bobby, were you wearing a wool hat much like Ryan's?
At one point, yes, but not the
Okay.
entirety.
Well,
Were
let me
you
ask
wearing? Hold on, I'm not done with my
finish.
line of questioning.
All right.
Were you wearing 3 layers?
No, I don't like swinging with more than one layer.
Okay, so we're gonna say anomaly on that. What type of lower body covering did you have? Were you wearing pants?
Yeah, you know me. I always wear my slacks if it's cold.
I'm just saying you're wearing a lot of shit. That's my problem
Not
with
really. I
golfing
wear
is-
slacks. My freaking socks that I bring all the way up to mid shin. That I always
Well,
do.
if I may interject,
Even in summer.
I'm just saying your items of clothing to me is another reason why I'm like I don't want to have to get bundled up
No,
to go
you know,
play a
How
sport.
much did I
You know-
change? I put on slacks and maybe a what are those, fleece?
Yeah, all
and
you
then
got-
I took that off when I got warm.
all you gotta do when you golf in the cold is simple. You wear slacks or I wear sweatpants and I have shorts under.
I can't do sweats for
Well,
golfing.
You know, it's not like we're
Respect.
going to a nice.
I don't care.
It's the weather.
Yeah, whatever.
I got nice shorts underneath.
Okay.
So if it gets warm, I'll take them. You know, put the short. You got the shorts on. Got the
Mm-hmm.
sweatpants. Winter hat, comfortable hat, obviously.
I wear the Swiss Miss one. I have my ears covered.
the
Under
chocolate
Like the ones that come down here,
Swiss Miss.
like from the box of chocolate.
Yeah, the
you know
hot
how she
chocolate.
has. Yeah, she has that fun little hat.
a
on.
bonnet.
No, but it comes down over the ears.
So Bobby was wearing a bonnet.
Sure, whatever you want to call it. That's not it, but okay.
You gotta have the warm Under Armour,
Wise
polo,
ass.
Wait a
polo over
sec.
that. Yeah, you bring a hoodie or a light jacket if you need.
I do a
it.
light jacket just so
I have it
wanna
in the
s-
cart,
Yeah,
you know.
Dude, this
And
guy,
then-
if it breaks 60 degrees, he's
And
done.
then you wear both golf gloves, and if you
Go
want,
ahead, pull that up for the images for her. I want to see
Swiss Miss doesn't have any.
this. The girl from Swiss Miss from like the 90s.
Yeah, this one has a fucking.
Oh, maybe
It's just
I
a
thought she
basic-
had a hat on. Okay, but you guys know the
European
one that
looking.
covers your ears that have the
you
kind
talking about like the Fargo hat?
No,
yes,
it's-
probably.
dude,
Or
it's
not with the fur, but it just comes over.
Yeah, like
for
the ear
sure.
flaps.
Okay, guys, hold on. It's a Cousin Eddie hat. Okay,
Sure.
There you go.
Yes,
The
cousin
Cousin
Eddie.
Eddie
Thank
hat.
you. I'd agree to that.
Let's show
yes.
some
Now you're
goddamn
speaking my
respect on this
language.
podcast.
Shitter's full.
Yeah. I guess
Shout out!
shitter's full.
Actually, Jeremy's gonna do the Cousin Eddie thing.
We gotta
for-
bring your brother on
for his
again.
Christmas
God damn it.
party. All right, we'll get him on. I'm
right.
just saying we might have a picture of Cousin Eddie
That's awesome.
coming through.
Sorry,
soon.
this kind of took on a weird tangent, but yeah, Woj, the moment the thermometer has a 5 in it, he's done.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't think it's a mystery as to why I enjoy to golf with like short sleeves and shorts, not short shorts, but shorts.
Yeah, I got you.
That's just my preference of like I'm out golfing. I'm in a golf mindset. When you start to be putting on more layers of clothing, I get less or farther away rather from that golf mindset of like
I
I'm trying to envision myself in Hawaii. I don't want to fucking be in Illinois.
And I'm glad I finally got you some clothing that actually is golf related. You always those those Hawaiian shirts that didn't make sense. So the one that we got for our
thus playing into what I was just saying.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying we finally got you a proper golf
Don't
one.
say fuck you.
Dude, whatever. Your wardrobe on the golf, outside of when we all went together, looking good.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you taking my style? I like to be
We'll just catch a drive-by.
Dude, you look like you're on Miami Vice and you're about
I look
to
like
do
Jimmy Buffett is my uncle. What's wrong with that? R.I.P.
Yeah.
It's fine if you're comfortable in it. I'm more comfortable in
I mean,
the-
this is where
I like
I'm,
that feel, though.
This is where I'm coming from is that none of us should be going after anybody for style and like that type of shit. Let's just throw that out there. Let's not fucking go toe for toe on that because we can throw up examples of
we can throw a lot of
examples.
My
Let's
Under
just
Armour playoff polos are money, and they are so comfortable.
Okay.
It's like I'm wearing nothing at all. I love it.
All right.
No way.
okay.
All right,
And they're
let's
stylish.
retire this. You're right, because it's going to start to get into hateful.
How about we get back to
Yes.
the generalized
Topics at hand.
topic
Yes,
that
thank you.
we go into
I guess we could.
every week. Fantasy recap. I mean, your boy over here is rolling pretty nicely. Another 4-0 week for me.
Woo!
I will say
That's rare.
shout out to Kyle. I will say
We'll just skate it by again.
I got a little lucky with Tank Dell not
Getting-
getting more than 12. He got 7.3 or
Well,
something like that.
Ugh.
Go ahead, Ryan, because he's
Go
been
ahead.
fucking.
You do. Yeah,
champion
you're
at
on
the
that
bit
hate
here.
train. I love it.
Champion.
Let's go.
So, in this 3 penis wine league, Woj is like a couple games ahead of me. I think like 2 more wins or something.
7-4 right now.
I don't know, whatever. I think I'm like 5-6. Yeah, so that sounds right. So I had a gut out a win against Adam last week. I told you every week whoever plays me has an amazing week. I won barely 116.74 to 116.48.
Yeah, like
Under a
point
point.
30.
Okay, hold on. Can we do a scientific
0.30.
experiment? Who are you against this week? You need to send me it on like
Well,
Sunday.
you didn't. You said you were going to do it,
I
and then
know,
you
but
just
he never
didn't.
sent me his
I'll
last.
send it to
you
you.
gotta-
I'll send it to you.
I'm going to make bets against it. I'm going to make some money.
And anyway, and then
Go
he
ahead.
wins. Was it like 101 to 97 or something?
101 and 97. Yeah, sounds about right.
He's skating by, man. It's fine. I mean, a win's
Hey,
a win.
A win's a win. Don't
But
take it.
I'm gonna be a little salty about it because I'm trying to get these wins. I'm having to grind this shit out, and he's just like,
Ryan's trying to like climb the mountain free fucking.
I just feel like-
you
No,
know,
but he had the easy pass in terms of scheduling. I get it.
I just
No,
feel
no,
like
no, no,
if
no, no.
we,
That's not it.
If I can make the playoffs and we are to meet, I'm gonna crush you.
How much is your points against? Or is it one of the lowest in the league? The PA?
my points against in the
curious about
3
this.
penis wine.
Oh, I have 100 more, at least over 100 more points against me, or something like that, and then like I have like 100 more scored for me, I think, or something like that. It's
So you're
standing.
top ranking in points for, but you still.
I'm
middle.
like not top, but I'm like in the top like
top three?
3 or 4.
My
or whatever.
points
Fine,
for I am probably rocking 5th.
So not very impressive.
There's
Got it.
1, 2. Oh,
I think
okay.
you're like-
Hold on.
no, you're
More
like
like
9th.
7th. Oh, Jeremy, shout out. Your team has 970. He hasn't even broke the
He hasn't
1,000
even broken 1,000. Jesus.
Damn,
I'm in a
son.
14-man league and I've
Okay,
broken
1,
it.
2.
Dude, your brother's on that struggle bus.
Okay, I have more points than 4 people. So
okay,
what does that
well,
mean?
points against,
So
though.
you have your
eighth.
7.
You're
right?
weak in terms of
Okay.
points for, but I'm saying points against, you're probably on the lower end. The
Points
PA.
against, 1,031. Yeah, it's definitely on the lower side.
So, yeah.
It
walk
is
through
literally the
park.
least amount of points. in the
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
thank
Respect.
you.
Thank
Not
you.
by,
Dude, okay, so that makes sense. That checks.
yeah, by like 140 points.
You know what?
Yeah.
Hey, on the opposite side,
Thank you.
Okay.
One, on the opposite side, text me who you're against on Sunday. I'll bet the lower for the lines.
Okay, fair point. All I'm saying, and this is the only thing that matters here, is that it's not scheduling. It's just simply that their guys don't perform when they're playing against me. Can I help it? Can I say, hey, please,
No, you can't. I
please
get it.
play better
No.
against
But see,
me?
here's the
so
thing.
just let's,
Here's the thing, though.
let's pump the brakes
If your
on
team-
it.
Charles Butler.
If your team was among the highest in points for, I wouldn't have as much of an issue with it. Like,
Your bottom
like
barrel
Kyle's
of
team
points
in
for.
our like big league, for example, is like number one point or least points against him, but he's also biggest points for. So it's like either way, he's winning.
Right.
Like you are getting lucky, no offense, on a lot of these wins.
Your brother's a winner.
And I am having the opposite, where it's like your brother is the worst team in the league. When I played him, he put up 130, and then the other week he put up like 50 total or something, right? Or 60 or
dude,
70. It was
both
like low.
Hey, both of you guys are texting me. I'm putting bets across the board.
So,
I'm making some money.
Hey, anyway, win's a win. I understand. I'm gonna hate a little bit, but
On that hate
I mean,
train.
it wouldn't it wouldn't be fantasy football without somebody hating. I will just say though is that my team in terms of performance, I mean, pretty much played exactly as they were. I mean, my projection was 106. I was 101, and that was
that's
simply
nice,
because the Packers got 19 points against, so that's 5. That probably is the difference right there. So like my guys played to their level. Now, granted, all of their projections, like Tyreek Hill is so fucking low now. He's my number 1 overall pick. So if he starts scoring, I think that's going to be what's missing and why my points are like right here, and they should be up here because Tyreek Hill should have had another 10 weeks of production, but no Tua, no production.
I think this actually naturally puts us in towards our fantasy picks, but also Bears and Packers. I have DJ Moore, and I am contemplating benching him this week. The reality of this is they finally utilized him last week, so that gives me hesitation to do so. But what a disappointment, and it's not DJ Moore's fault, and that's what kills me about it. You guys lost to Green Bay. I love the fact that we got the dub, but the thing is, you lost that game. We didn't win it.
Do you want to do the rest of the fantasy for the?
Sorry, I'll go fantasy. I got 3 wins across the board, so we still have that one miracle in my dad's league who was all about the Raiders early on. We'll never understand that.
Zamir White.
Yeah, Zamir White in like the 4th round or 5th round. Fucking
no bueno.
Yeah. Anywho, moving forward, we have a slim snowball's chance in hell in that league. But the other leagues, I got the wins that should put me at least in good contention to go to playoff mode. So
yeah, and I think I'm just for mine. I think I'm one win away in 3 penis wine from securing at least a spot. I think
need a few dubs.
I think 8-4 should get me there. But Ryan, how about your fantasy team?
I went 2-1, and of course I lost the one that I care about most.
What's up, Rick?
Always works that way.
9-2 in my bumper league, as you call it, 2-quarterback league. Pull out a win.
I like that bumper league.
Bumper league
nice.
is a good term.
What's else? I won and was like gutted out in the 3 penis wine
by half.
I'm in the playoff picture and the back end because we have like 8 teams that make it right.
New York Giants style. I like it.
So I don't know. My team is better. I should have at least like 2 more wins than I have. I feel like my team like I in the beginning of the year it was kind of whatever, but the last like month I picked up some people and I would say I improved my team.
I'm pissed off. I'm against my brother this week, and my brother traded I want to say like an Evans or I forget the trade, but both of the guys that he traded are now injured, and he picked up CMC and Devontae Adams. Now Adams is still I think a liability a little bit, but he picked up CMC and got rid of just
who is he making the trade with?
Sean, who is 1-10.
Okay,
so
Sean, that seems like the big C. Collusion.
Not even collusion, because Sean's actively trying to not be the worst, but I've never seen a record 1-10. Have you guys ever been in the league? Wait.
If you're
trade away CMC?
No, but this was weeks ago. This was weeks ago when he was still on IR.
What? Like how many weeks ago? How many losses did?
5-6 weeks ago.
Okay.
So it wasn't a dumb thing, but
is it fucking snowing there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The matter of fact is that
big Najee Harris.
the guys that he traded that Danny gave away, both of them are on IR now. And he picked up CMC and Adams. Now, Adams isn't as big of a pickup as he
But if
should
it's
be.
5 weeks ago, again, that makes sense where Sean has to make a move at that point. I thought you were, that's why I said collusion, because I thought you said, like, at the trade deadline, a guy who's 1-10, you have no shot of making the playoffs.
No, we would halt that. That'd be dead in the water.
You got to veto that.
No, but the fact is, 1-10, I really think that you could actively have done an auto draft and not even change anyone out, even if they were on bye or injured, and you'd still have better than a 1-10 record.
Yeah. Probably just grace,
just by randomness.
And then
I am kind of insulting.
That's all good.
My brother-in-law.
Just to round
I'm done with
things out. I lost, like I said, in the big money league, and of course, like I told you, played the last place guy, and he put up 132 points. and every week he's generally not doing that. So I knew that was going to happen. I called it. I put up 108. Like, I made an effort, but it's not enough.
Real quick, state of the Packers on mine. I'll be quick on my part. Jacobs finally being – I love seeing his utilization. I think that with Wicks, Dobbs, Watson's now healthy. You have Reed, who's your deep threat. I think we're a force to be reckoned with. But the game against the Bears, we had a lot of opportunities that we squandered, especially in the red zone, and we shouldn't be doing that. Like, we're better than that, but let's tip our hat to the Bears. They played better. They played better than against New England. Jesus.
Yeah, but that's a shit on the field, like anything.
But they started to utilize DJ. That's
True.
what scared me the most was, like, I'm almost contemplating benching him, but I'm like, maybe with the offensive coordinator now gone, just throw it his direction. He'll get it. He's good. I don't know. It kills me. He's been a disappointment for me, but it's not his fault. That's what kills me about this.
I'll say just for the Packers that I think you guys are definitely. I mean, it's not a negative slight on you or anything like that. I just think that you're the third best team right now in a stacked division, aside from the Bears. You guys
got better than many. I'll give us that.
I'm just saying that's my opinion.
I get it.
Is that your third tier? You have the ability to overtake Minnesota because I think you still play them one more time.
Yeah, we do.
And still play Detroit. So I mean, those two games become huge for you.
Yeah.
As Packers, the only thing the Packers need to do is just keep giving the ball to Josh Jacobs. If he's going to rush for 75 yards, catch a couple passes, it's going to be tough to stop.
You got to give it. I mean,
feed the beast.
I'm a Jacobs guy. Won me a ship 2 years ago. Got him from Woj.
I mean, he's solid. He's solid.
He's a great. When you give him volume, he's money.
Right.
You know, you just like Woj said, you got to give it to him.
So we'll switch over to the Bears then. Yep. I just look at it like, yes, you fire Waldron. Bears offense looks immediately improved, but it's because of the fact that they're just going to, like, everybody in the world is going, yeah, you have DJ Moore, you just sign him to money, throw him the ball, get him targets, get him touches on the ball. And guess what? You give yourself a chance to actually do something, and then that opens up other people. It's like a domino effect. Where, like, you can see, like, this happens, but I hate that it took a firing of our offensive coordinator.
And week 13 or whatever?
Also,
it's
11.
Also, they got to keep getting Odunze the ball more. He's good. Like, he's producing.
I mean, you drafted him in the first round. Let's fucking utilize the pick. Keenan Allen, to me, should be, like, kind of reverting to the Alshon Jeffrey role, where, like, just hang around the third down, the sticks.
It kills me seeing
he's got good hands, though.
It kills me seeing Keenan Allen. He's had a few drops this season already, and it's just – I've always loved him when he was part of the Chargers, and it kills me a little bit seeing him at, like, not his peak, and it clearly is showing,
when you don't
age.
have a quarterback to.
No, I know that, but it kills me a little bit because he has. I thought of him as such a dominant wide receiver, and now like I said, I think the sun's fading on him, which is.
I mean, he's definitely in the back half of his career,
right.
But to me, after I'm looking at Caleb Williams is kind of more to not blame there, but like that's where you look at first is because if Caleb Williams, which I've seen him do numerous times, overthrows, underthrows, not hitting the guys where like they giving him a chance to make the play, that's obviously hurting Keenan Allen, being able to catch. He has dropped some balls, and for me, now I'm looking at it like we paid him a good amount of money for not a whole lot of production. I would almost rather have seen like, hey, do we have somebody else like on the roster?
See, that's fair. And that's a legitimate thought.
And now we have that, it's a hole in the cap space. But either way, I look at it like the Bears, as you said, Bobby, they did play better than New England. But again, the end result is a loss, and a loss in a tremendous fashion. Field goal block. Eberflus runs the clock down again. Not again, but like he runs the clock down, doesn't run another play to give more yards. Cairo Santos, I've said this every single time, he is a vagina when it comes to kicking. He can barely make like a 55 fucking yarder. It's a fact, dude. Like,
yeah, but to hit a 55-yarder is what, like a 50-50 split?
When you have kids who are 14 years old being able to hit a 55-yarder now, we need to look elsewhere. We need somebody where a leg gives you the advantage when your offense can't move the ball.
I think 55 yards, literally like 8 years ago, was the new record. So
absolutely,
let's not try to associate
evolve with the times.
I know, but to say a 14-year-old could go in during prime time and hit a fucking 50.
Bobby, I was using it as an
No,
illustration to my point.
I don't think Santos is as bad as you're letting on. Like
I'm saying he's accurate, but his power is a
power
problem.
is not quite there, but okay.
It's dude. Did you hear the game? Okay, you obviously didn't hear because I'm just gonna say it.
Fine.
The Packers defensive players studied Cairo Santos and said he has a very low trajectory in general, not even from distance, but in general. So they studied to make sure, hey, if you get a hand up, you have a good chance of blocking that field goal. Like, it's known around the league that this guy has a low trajectory, which is terrible for kicking. He can't kick more than a 55. I don't think he could make a 60-yarder fucking today if his fucking job depended on it. And all I'm saying is that you're leaving points on the leaving 3 points on the board to win the game, which we shouldn't have fucking won, but you know, hey, if you can sneak a win away, you're saving your season. I'm a little hot at the fact of like a blocked field goal should almost never happen. If you fumble the snap and then it's not clean, but
right,
a clean
that's a different
snap,
story. Yeah.
you fucking, you know, good play by the Green Bay Packer guy, but I think Cairo, it's again, you're not competing with the guys who can kick 60-yard field goals. A guy kicked a 65-yarder fucking last week.
Is that the new
or maybe
record
2
or
weeks
something
ago?
Like that?
No, 67, I think, by Tucker.
Oh my goodness!
What the fuck?
We just
Sorry, dude. That
witnessed-
was my rant.
No,
but go
we
ahead,
definitely
somebody
hit
else.
a sore spot.
Well, I would just say too.
It's
I don't
getting
know
annoying,
if
man.
you guys saw
Lose. Fucking 3 games in a row.
Pat McAfee had a little thing on his show that showed that the
Love Pat McAfee.
Packers illegally rushed the center to block the field goal. Like stacked them up. You're not supposed to be able to push linemen into the center.
Okay.
and do all these
I thought that
things.
they avoided the center and putting pressure on him because I know that's like a flag.
There's a lot
right.
of
But like,
penalties, yeah.
I was gonna say, always. I mean, they gotta get more consistent with this. On the last play of games, like Hail Marys or this, they just don't call shit. And it's like, if you're gonna call it the first play of the game, you're gonna call it the last play of the game. It's dumb just because it's the end of the game that you're like, well, I don't know. Like, if it's a penalty, it's a penalty. You know, like I don't know. Just like I didn't see it live. I did see the clips that he showed on the show. It does look like they are pushing like 3 dudes into the center,
Yeah.
and the one guy specifically only pushing people, not going to block anything. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the rules.
I'll just say that
completely.
I think that's a really weak gray
No.
area to
Yeah.
associate.
I mean,
it shouldn't come down to that anyway.
I don't want a flag on the last play of almost any game. Like, there's one example that I can think of. What was it was Minnesota. There was New Orleans and who?
Minnesota?
Rams, maybe. You remember when they threw that out route at the end of the game? The guy completely tackled the receiver 5 yards before the ball game. No flag. Didn't
Wasn't
call
that the
anything.
New Orleans mini game?
Maybe even New Orleans mini. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying though that there are times where it's like blatant, like you need to call a flag at the end of the play. This was not one. It's not something to go and be like, oh yeah, he definitely did that.
Right.
I look at it again as Eberflus did not call another play. You had enough time to run it. You had a timeout. You had like 25
You had
seconds
the
left.
ability to set up a better shot.
You could have ran 4 more yards. I'm more confident in my kicker kicking 51 over 55.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And it's again, to me, it's another thing of Eberflus. This is another bad loss. Not saying he did it. Not saying he missed the field goal. But at the end of the day, I'm getting tired of losing in this way. Like lose if you're
Losing
gonna
in this
lose.
fashion.
Like lose because they make great plays, not because you shoot yourself.
Like
in
I
the
said,
foot.
Green Bay was, I think, ineffective in the red zone, so that made this game a lot closer than it should be. So call it that. Like I said, I don't think the Bears obviously lost, but Green Bay didn't really win. I'll say this.
Fair.
Like,
It's fair.
It's just so Bears.
It's just to me, it's like this impending thing of like I look at it and go, how are the Bears going to lose this week? Like it's that creative of like how they're trying to lose the game.
I mean,
and it's again, I don't think they're
the
trying
Bears
to
are
lose.
the new Detroit Lions. Remember growing up, Detroit will always find a way to lose a game, and now they're obviously top dogs. But am I right? Growing up, Detroit could be up 21.
Right.
It's like, all right, they're gonna mess this one up.
I mean, dude, there's fucking video of Detroit blowing 20-point leads.
but at
and
least the
shit.
Bears aren't as that bad. I don't think they blow that big enough.
We
leads,
will
but
at least acknowledge this that you could be from a worse fan base. I just name I'm just saying in terms of turmoil for your team.
Cleveland's got to be up there.
Jets, I would say, New York teams, New
Oh,
York
New
Jets,
York,
New York
sure.
Giants.
No, Giants have got a few.
Well, we'll talk about the Giants in a second, but anything else on the Bears Packers before we move to the Giants?
I was gonna say we talked about this last year. I touched on it a little bit. Nothing's gonna change till the ownership changes, and it's not gonna happen. So it's just gonna be a big turd for a long time.
As Woj being our Cowboy fan among the trio, you must be very disappointed for the past like 20 years.
I don't know what that means.
Are you a Cowboy fan? Is that what he's?
You're
like,
secretly a Cowboy fan.
I'm a Zeke fan.
No, but you're secretly a Cowboy fan. That's okay.
Zeke fan, but okay.
Oh, man. All right.
I don't really give a shit what happens to the Cowboys. They win, they lose,
I'm
whatever.
just saying, dude. I think that fan base has got to be the most frustrated. I think most frustrated that in Cleveland.
I mean, teams that haven't won are definitely up there. I just put the Giants and the Jets as just they're awfully terrible run organizations. So this is what I wanted to talk about here, though, is because so it came out this week that Daniel Jones has officially been benched.
Yeah.
And he had a whole press conference about it.
And he had a prepared note, and it was like, dude, this is terrible.
Talk about poorly run franchises.
Poorly run
You
franchise
bench
for
Daniel
sure.
Jones, and you don't even have
Trade Saquon.
Drew Lock play. You're going to have
So
Tommy DeVito
they're going
play.
with Tommy DeVito at third string, which I will say they do own the number 1 overall pick, so I think it's fully tanking time, which, honestly, if you're going to tank, put in fucking Daniel Jones. He knows how to lose a fucking game.
Really?
I'll take his paycheck. I'll do that every
All I'm just getting at, though, here is, Daniel Jones have been a real vocal against him and the fleecing that he did of that organization. $40 million a year for 4 years is ridiculous for the output that he had put into that point. Was not worth that type of contract, and now the Giants are fucked. They owe him money.
Right.
They'll be paying him to play for another team pretty much next year. Because this is the other thing: who the fuck is going to try and trade for Daniel Jones?
Who's going to even want him?
He's not that
That's a
great.
good question.
And
It's like the Zach LaVine of.
and
I
on
guess,
top
hey,
of it,
Raiders?
the contract is terrible.
Raiders, maybe?
Like, Daniel Jones does seem like a Raiders backup.
That
kinda.
does seem likely.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just saying is like this is what the risk is when you throw a lot of money at a guy who's unproven. I mean, and then again, and now they're taking a fucking double whammy because now you don't even believe in Daniel Jones anymore. You got fucking Saquon's gone. Like the money that you could have paid him now,
The only talent on that team is Neighbors at best.
And Neighbors is gonna fucking suffer for a long time.
They got a couple pieces on defense, but offensively,
defensively they're not.
But offensively, Neighbors is pretty much. Well, and Tyrone Tracy,
Tyrone Tracy is looking
rookie
good.
running back. Looks
I
pretty
like
good.
Tracy's ferocity, but I could see other teams being interested in him and maybe squeeze.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next. But I want to talk about the Giants here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I got is the picks for the game. You guys ready to go through those?
Are we doing our turkey little traditions?
Oh, okay, we can do that.
I recently got turf toe. We did our family Thanksgiving last weekend, and I've never injured my foot. This fucking hurts. It's been about like 5 or 6 days, and I'm starting to get some mobility back.
Yeah.
But like I said, fun time. One of my favorite dishes is I love sweet potato, like the sweet potato like dish that usually comes with it, and I'm a dark meat turkey, fan. Period. You give me that with a little bit of some of that, that layered Jello that you guys gotten back in the day.
Yeah.
Love that. Throw that on the mix.
I like that one thing. I don't know what it's called. It's that like Jello pretzel cream cheese.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking
thing in a
about. Great
pan.
dessert. Yes.
It's unbelievable. It's like I don't know,
Never
crack.
heard of it.
My mom knows how to make that.
I don't know what it's called. Ooh, if your mom would make me something, I would be.
All right, I'll ask Lori. You know she would.
I mean-
Lori, shout out.
Shout out.
Not that she has to, but if you have any extra, I would eat the shit out of that. I love that. And then as far as like main dishes go, I love sweet potatoes too, especially if they have like the brown sugar and like the.
I like stuffing, but it's not on my top
I'm not a
3.
stuffing guy. I also like obviously mashed potatoes with the gravy and turkey and gravy. Yeah, Woj.
Yeah, I'm on the oppo. I'm a huge stuffing guy. I'm stuffing
I never. Yeah.
as it's got to be, but it's got to be with the like eating stuffing by itself is weird. I usually do like a nice little bowl of like stuffing as like the base, and then you throw the turkey and the mashed potatoes.
So
and
you create a bowl out of
just
it,
kind of
essentially. Yeah.
glob it all together.
So good.
Soak it in some ranch.
Best type
and
of, I
fucking-
think, day after food or whatever. You throw turkey with some cheese on a sandwich, done. Or you throw stuffing too on that if you want to, or sweet potatoes. You get no matter what, you got something.
Yeah, I mean for the turkey, the
good.
turkey is also it's pretty good. Mama Woj knows how to fucking cook a turkey, so that's good. The dark meat, I'm not gonna hate on you for liking dark meat.
I like the white meat.
I like
usually.
it just kind of, it's even Steven for me.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fair.
I
good
guess
shit.
it's true. I don't-
It's not something where I'm gonna be like, oh my god, you're eating.
No,
dark
I
meat."
like the white meat too, but if I had a choice, I
Either
guess.
way, I'm gonna need that gravy. So
You gotta get that
Gotta
gravy.
have the
in
gravy.
there.
have that gravy handy.
Otherwise, everything's fucking.
My mom
dry
made
as
her
shit.
own cranberry sauce too, not like the canned shit, but that ended up being
I also
really
like if
good.
someone can make like a good like mac and cheese type of thing. If someone's making
Oh yeah,
that.
good mac. I'm gonna tell my mom about that crumble that you're talking about with the pretzels. Dude, she'll set it up.
I will.
She'll set it up.
I like mac and cheese, but I'm not the biggest fan of the crunchy top layer.
No,
I just like
no. I
I
like
like
the
soft
creamy.
mac
I
and
don't want it
cheese.
too crunchy. No, I just want it more like rich.
I know I'm saying
I like
there's,
rich.
there's
I don't
people
like
that
that
put
crunchy shit,
breadcrums
yeah.
on the top and then
Yeah,
bake it.
or some people put like not frosted flakes, but like something like
Cornflakes.
Cornflakes.
Yeah, cornflakes.
Thank you.
Nah, no, pass.
I'm not the biggest fan of that, but a good mac and cheese goes a long way with me.
I think so too. Yeah.
I mean, Turkey Bowl, I was obviously on the IR, so I was not able to participate in Jeremy's Turkey Bowl. I don't remember if I mentioned in the last one, but he is like a nice like Friendsgiving type of thing. Everybody brings a bunch of dishes. Alcohol is consumed, and
As
you
it
know,
should.
it's those are great times. The game, which again, we made like a little bit of a mention there. Next year, I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit more produced version. Like we just had Aaron on the sideline taking like videos and shit, which like looks kind of shitty, but
It's like home movies.
not his fault. It was definitely looks like home movies, but I definitely would like to try and put something together a little bit more, and then that way it's like, oh yeah, this is done. Get a couple more cameras out there and all that shit.
Coen Brothers with production.
I mean, I
value.
always love a good in a movie like a good like sports game, just like a random like like Point Break they play on the beach football or
Yeah.
like Wedding Crashers the football scene. I enjoy that. So that's probably good. I think that's good to watch. I enjoy that.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving, I mean, I think it's a great time of the year, but ooh, La Chippy.
Things are gonna get out of control here.
I mean,
soon.
I just think I would say though is like to me, Thanksgiving is this time of like the time between Halloween ending and then Thanksgiving. I'm just kind of like, let's get Thanksgiving kind of not over with. Like I like the food part, but like the time of the year, I'm like I'm in kind of Christmas mode already. I'm starting.
You're
to
a Christmas guy. I'm a Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's my favorite.
I'm just
holiday.
already starting to get there, and now it's like a week away. I'm just like, all right, we can just kind of
Hit fast forward.
fast forward to Christmas, you know. But yeah, I mean, what else? Last thoughts on
We got-
Thanksgiving?
No, we're good. Unless you got something, then we can do our picks.
No, I'm good.
All right, let's just do the picks.
I can't wait to bring that one dish for you, man. I'll make that happen.
Okay, the game we
you.
got going on right now, Steelers Browns. I'm going with the Steelers.
Gotta go with the Steelers, but division play. You never know.
Mr. Upset?
Steelers.
Vikings Bears.
Do it.
Gonna go with the Vikings.
Vikings.
Me too. I think it's gonna be a closer game than you anticipate.
I just think that Justin Jefferson is gonna wreak havoc.
JJ's a
On the
freaking.
I
Bears
just think that the
secondary.
Bears suck. So
No, there you go. There's that.
That's
part.
what we got that going for us.
that's pretty much it.
Lions Colts got the Lions. They're putting up 50 burgers.
Linos.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Patriots Dolphins. I got the Dolphins.
same.
Yes.
Buccaneers Giants. I got the Buccaneers.
Definitely the Buccaneers. Tommy DeVito's
Yeah,
playing.
yeah, definitely Buccaneers based
All
on
right.
that change.
Cowboys Commanders. I got the Commanders.
Yeah, dude,
Commanders.
Cowboys suck.
Yeah.
Chiefs Panthers. Got the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Titans Texans. Got the Texans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Broncos Raiders. Got the Broncos.
Broncos.
Same. Yeah,
All these
dude.
teams are kind of dog shit.
49ers Packers. I'm going to go with the Packers.
My
49ers
man.
have looked like shit.
Going Packers, baby. I got
I'll go
it.
Niners.
If you guys-
but I'm not confident in it.
If you guys
I
stop McCaffrey, it's over.
We don't know how to stop
I think-
San Fran's running back,
It's kind
so
of
we'll
like
see.
it's kind of like a pick'em game.
Dude, you should take whatever McCaffrey's line is. I take the over. Green Bay has historically not stopped any San Francisco running back.
Cardinals Seahawks. I got the Seahawks, sure.
Seahawks at home
Seahawks.
too. I do too.
Eagles Rams. I got the Eagles.
Rams.
I like that pick. I'm gonna go Eagles. Just I think Saquon's gonna be the X factor.
Ravens Chargers. I got the Ravens.
Chargers.
You know what?
Ooh, a confident.
I'm
line.
gonna go Chargers with it too, just because they managed to squeak
super
wins.
confident.
Well,
And Baltimore's historically had issues.
This season, Lamar Jackson says himself, they blow leads. They just fall apart at some point. And the Chargers are kind of streaking right now. They're hitting their stride, if you will.
I'm with you. on that. I'm with you.
I'm going. I mean, did you see Herbert last week? He completed his first 14 passes in a row. It was insane.
I think it looks good. Baltimore's D is pretty good though.
I'm not saying
they're not that good.
I think it's going to be quite a shootout. or a close game either way. Like so, but I think Chargers maybe get a last-second field goal.
He's a
like
go
that.
Chargers go.
I'm with
type
you
of
on
guy.
that. I get
Go
it.
Chargers, go.
There you go. All right, so let's take a break here. We'll come back with the movie review. This was whose pick?
Bobby's will be Gladiator.
Bobby's
Yeah,
Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Are you not entertained?
All right,
I'm
we'll be
excited for
back.
this.
20 seconds. Peace.
All right. And welcome back to the Journeymen Lounge podcast. Welcome back to the lounge, loyal listeners and watchers. As you can see, we're a man down. Bobby had a emergency of sorts.
Yeah, Bobby had
I
to
don't
run
know.
out, so we're
He
just
didn't specify, but I hope everything's okay with him.
yeah, we're just gonna finish this one up just because we're getting into Thanksgiving, and so like next week probably won't meet or trying to switch up the days. So figure
Yeah.
we'll try and get this one out. Gladiator,
So yeah, this is Bobby's movie.
right?
We're going to attempt to do this without him in spite of that. So if it's a little, shaky, bear with us because we weren't prepared to lead this discussion.
It's all good. Hit it with the
So the movie Bobby chose is Gladiator, which is from the year 2000. It was directed by Ridley Scott. Stars Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix, Connie Nielsen, Oliver Reed, Derek Jacobi, Jamon Hansu, and Richard Harris. The synopsis of the movie is Crowe portrays Roman general Maximus Decimus Meritus, who is betrayed when Joaquin Phoenix's character Commodus, who is like the heir apparent to the throne of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, he murders his father after he finds out that his father Maximus Aurelius was going to give the kingdom to Russell Crowe.
No, not Marcus Aurelius, not Maximus.
Oh.
Sorry, you did just say that.
Oh, Marcus Aurelius was going to give the power and the kingdom or whatever to Russell Crowe's character Maximus, and so he Joaquin Phoenix's character Commodus kills his father and then
Takes the throne.
takes the throne. And he kind of feels out Russell Crowe's character, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, my father died. Pledge your loyalty to me right now." And he's like, he won't do it. And then
It's like fuck that.
Maximus was loyal to his father, Commodus' father, so he's trying to basically like kind of stage a coup of sorts. And Commodus finds out and attempts to kill Maximus, but Maximus escapes, kills his captors, and he's brought into slavery, where he becomes a gladiator, who's a warrior, basically, slaves who fight in front of crowds to entertain them, and they kill for sport, essentially.
Just to mention what he did to his family.
Oh, and he murdered Maximus's family.
Commodus
Commodus murdered Maximus's family. He
Goes way too far.
He murdered his wife and son, and him burned alive. I think.
Burned
And
alive,
I think he also
hung
might have
him?
raped his wife. Had his wife
Hung him?
raped. I don't know.
He went full crazy on that.
So basically, he's like a power-hungry little spoiled brat who wants the power and the throne, but isn't equal to having it or shouldn't have it. Basically,
I mean, in the
he's
one
not worthy.
in the one scene, Marcus Aurelius is talking about these are the qualities that should be in a king, like morality,
right.
and
You possess none of them. Or
you
something.
possess none. And he's like, would I have these other traits of
Yeah.
like allegiance and loyalty,
Yes.
and basically like deviancy, like to. He can
Al-
getting his way and stuff like that.
Also, Commodus is in love with his sister
Yeah, there's some weird brother
and
sister
wants
shit
to have
going on.
an heir with her, a male heir to take over.
Yeah. Well, let's also
Okay.
just kind of put to the side though that there's some real brother sister weird stuff, full blood, not even stepsister type shit going on, and then that kind of leads the sister, I think, to kind of realizing that Commodus is not all that's cracked up to be, and she starts to conspire to get Maximus.
Also, she and Maximus used to date.
Yeah, they used to bone.
And
They
then
used to bone.
at first I was curious. I'm like, is that his son also? But it's not his son.
No.
It's not. They're the same. They're the same age though. They have sons the same age. So yeah, it's like a historical epic film. It's like a swords and sandals. I would say, definitely one of the best, if not the best. Like me personally, I'll just get into like our kind of history with this movie and stuff. This is not like one of my favorite movies or anything. I've seen it. This is probably like my third time maybe seeing it.
Oh, okay.
I saw it. I was telling you yesterday. When my family got a DVD player back in like 2000. This is like the first DVD I think we ever watched on it.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was super excited for it. And then I didn't watch it maybe till a couple, 2-3 years ago. I was kind of like unimpressed with it. I guess I kind of expected a lot because, this is a Ridley Scott movie. He was one of my favorite directors. It's like Russell Crowe's probably best role, or certainly his
one of his most serious.
His breakout. Like he's an actor and he's here to stay. He's a main star making, where he won the Oscar for it. They got Best Picture, a few other awards. And I saw it, I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, and this time when I watched it, I actually did enjoy it more, I would say, than I thought I was going to. But again, this is not in my general type of thing. But like the way it's shot and the way it looks, and like especially like for me, anytime there's like an action scene, like a Gladiator scene, or like when he had to escape his captors, or like a battle or something, I am in. Like I am locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Like the blood is just shooting off them. Like they're cutting people's heads off and limbs, and arrows getting into people, and it's like that shit is awesome. But the shit in between, like the dialogue and that kind of stuff, I'm not so much into it. It's not my type of thing. The way they talk and stuff, it can be.
Save it for the pickiness.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
What about you, man? How about you?
I mean, this is definitely just in that time where, we definitely saw this in the theater. I can't obviously remember exactly. But definitely probably saw this in the theater. And then on top of it, I take it back. Maybe not definitely saw it in the theater, but like this is one of the staples growing up of like definitely rented it a bunch.
Yeah.
And then for sure it was on TV for, many years there. Oh boy, Russie. That was terrible. But I mean, overall, this is like prime movie that has like kind of all that you look for when you're in your like early teens. It's like action. There's not too much emphasis on like the love story part.
No,
it's like really like full-bodied action,
testosterone, and
right. And they're doing some, like you said, good action scenes. So like that's
and Russell Crowe is really dynamic and really like carries the movie. Like his performance is fantastic. Like they couldn't have picked a better person, I think, because he's just like he's believable in the way he looks. Like he's strong, but not too strong. Like he's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that. But he's like definitely in good shape. And then also it's like his acting, like the way he like in the movie, like he's like his ability to lead the men, that people they believe in him, and like the way he delivers some of the iconic lines or speeches, like is just, you can see why he won the Best Actor that year. Like definitely well deserved, I would say.
Okay.
And made $465.4 million against a $103 million budget. It was the second highest grossing film of 2000.
Okay.
Hans Zimmer did the score. So if you know, I kind of noticed like it was like this score sounds familiar. Who is this? Like, oh, it's Hans Zimmer. It makes sense. So, and it's directed by Ridley Scott. I guess you want to just get into the categories, or do you have anything else you want to add?
No, we can just go category by category.
All right, cool. Well, let's get into it. Let me pull my notes up. I had the internet open before. Sorry.
Sorry, it's not like we're ready to do the podcast,
let's do it here. So
scenes usually is the first one.
Scenes, yeah. Let's do our favorite scenes.
Okay. I'm just gonna go with kind of as you were talking. We both kind of touched on the action part of it. Love me a good battle scene. I mean, there's like, especially like when you get the whole view, like the whole landscape of the battle, where you have like the Roman side has
the opening scene you're referencing.
Right. So the Romans have like thousands upon thousands troops. These Germanic tribemen, barbarians, they kind of enter from the wooded area and stuff like that. So you kind of have the dynamic. They send back the messenger guy or a scout.
Yes.
Without a head and on the horse. So like,
and like he's like leading the men. Like he's like, all right, stand together. So whatever he says, like I forget the lines, but like strong. what is it? Strength and honor, and they're all saying it together.
I mean, he's literally. I mean, he's the general, but in these times, he is like a motivator, like Jackie Moon,
right? Yeah,
leading him into battle.
He is,
I get people to do great things.
He's like the Tom Brady of Gladiator, of Roman armies or whatever.
Yeah, Jackie Moon also works, but
yeah. I would add. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Joaquin Phoenix's speech right before he kills Caesar. Like I was talking about the attributes and the stuff that he doesn't have. Like he's fucking going there in terms of acting. Like you can see that. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is such a phenomenal actor in general, but like in that scene, you really see like he's starting to tear up, and then like slowly like grab like embracing the father, and then the hand slowly goes to the head that then
choking him out,
suffocates him against his body. Like. It's wild shit, but
Joaquin Phoenix is a great, and this is like an early role for him. I think again, this is kind of a coming out role for him as well, where it was like he was in a couple things, like, but I think before this he was more known for his brother being River Phoenix, and like
I mean he was in a couple things.
He was in, but like this movie was like, whoa, who is this guy? Like he is, an actor again, like Russell Crowe, like a guy that we are gonna have for years to come. I would say for me, I'll name a couple scenes to start off with. I'll go the second. Well, I'll just combine these. Like the first couple, I'm gonna call them like scrimmages of the gladiator battles. The first one, they're like chained together.
Yeah.
Him and Jamon Hansu, and they're like taking down guys. It's like a smaller crowd, not in the Coliseum. It's like a different area.
Mm-hmm.
When he first gets enslaved, and they're kind of like learning how to fight, and they're like, oh, who is this guy? Like he's kind of like, and then I'm gonna combine that with the set again. They have like another kind of a scrimmage type, and that's when Russell Crowe kills all the guys, and he throws the sword in the crowd. Are you not entertained,
dude? He runs through about 7-8 guys.
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? Like he does not give a fuck. And then I think the best scene of the movie is definitely the first battle at the Coliseum, when just the whole thing, like Maximus, they're going out there and he's like telling them, okay, we got to stick together. Like,
they have the chariots like circling around them and shit.
If we don't stick together, they're going to pick us off. Like, basically like believe in me, trust in me kind of thing. And then there's like, as you said, there's chariots circling around them. They're throwing spears and shooting arrows at different dudes. Like people are being impaled by shit. And then at one point, the gladiators flip the chariot, and the one lady comes back and gets chopped in half by the spear on the wheel. What was I gonna say? And then of course at the end, besides all the awesome violence and fighting in that scene, the end when Commodus comes down the arena and he wants to meet the gladiator. He's like, he's called the Spaniard at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Spaniard. He's like, who is that? Or like, show me yourself. He has a mask on. He's like, how dare you turn your back on me? And who are you? He turns off. He's like, I am Maximus Decimus.
Well, do you want to do the quote then?
Oh, you want me to do the quote? Okay.
You gotta do it justice, man. That's when he delivers to me is the quintessential quote of the movie.
So yeah, at this point, I was going to say that Commodus thought that Maximus was dead. He had him put out to be killed.
He had him with like 5 guys he sent out to the woods.
And Maximus is like, give me an honorable death. So the guy goes behind him to cut his head off from behind. He headbutts the dude, takes his sword, kills both guys, and then escapes, right?
So again, and then Maximus rides all the way back to his homeland.
And he finds his burned village and his kid and his son.
Anyway,
so the line that when he turns around, he reveals himself, turns his helmet. My name is Maximus Decimus Meritus, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix legions, and loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
It's cold, man.
It's a great line. Also, I can't help but I'm just going to mention, watching this movie makes me think of Joey Pants in Sopranos. His character is obsessed with Gladiator, and he said a bunch of these lines and shit. I was like, okay.
I gotcha.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'll just add in, because you have asked before about like cinematic shots and stuff like that.
Sure.
Definitely, this is like one of those iconic shots of him walking through the... Like, I don't know what it is.
Fields of wheat.
Wheat or something like that.
I think it's like his version of heaven.
And it's got his hand, but then they show like the wall where it leads into, it's like a gate, but it leads into, his homeland. Like, obviously it's trying to represent heaven. But like, it's just that. It's over some amazing music and stuff like that. So like, that's also cinematic shot, but like you remember that shot from Gladiator for sure.
I was gonna say too. I love. We kind of touched on the escape. When he escapes, and the guy's trying to kill him, and the blade sticks like when it's the frost. The blade sticks when there's frost, and he fucking slices his throat open or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I also love the what's it called? Maximus fights like that one huge gladiator, and but the fight's kind of like rigged against him essentially. Commodus is trying to set up his death, even though the people love Maximus, and like he starts fighting him, and all the tigers keep popping out of the ground, or or whatever, while he's trying to fight this big guy. So he's like handicapped, but then he ends up He ends up defeating him, and the emperor and the people want him to kill the guy, and he refuses. In spite of it, and they love him anyway. I thought that was a really great scene.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
You got any more scenes?
Nope.
Oh, well, I'm going to mention one more then.
Okay.
I'm going to mention the last final scene where Commodus fights Maximus in front of the Colosseum, and before the fight, he stabbed Maximus in the chest or shoulder or whatever.
Back, shoulder blade.
So
can't use his left arm.
And they conceal the wound with armor, so no one knows he's hurt. So it's supposed to make obviously Commodus look better when he fights him. This was an easy win for him.
I mean, although, like, if I'm a better on this, which I'll make a point about that.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at Maximus coming out, he's doing one of these, like not even lifting the left arm. I'm like, he's looking not.
Well, at this
so
point,
great.
the bets are already placed, I assume.
No, I understand it. I'm probably in the stands going, fuck.
Yeah.
Like I got injured. Shit.
Can I get a sub? So anyway, yeah, like they fight each other. Maximus ends up killing Commodus. He overpowers him despite being injured because like his will to kill him and avenge his family.
Vengeance.
And then it's also awesome that the guy who you thought was with Commodus, I forgot, it was someone with a P, I think his name, or V, I don't know, whatever. He wants the guards to step in. The guy's like, no. It's like let them fight or whatever.
You're talking about Thomas Arana, who plays Quintus.
Quintus, yeah, he stops.
We'll talk about his flip flopping bullshit.
He stops the guards from coming in to save the emperor and lets basically Russell Crowe finish him off.
We'll talk about some bullshit.
And then Russell Crowe dies like right after he kills him because he's just bleeding out, and then it shows him what I guess I would assume is him joining his family in the afterlife.
Yeah.
In the wheat fields or whatever. But yeah, I think for me, honestly, anytime this movie, like you said, there's anything with action, I'm in. Talking scenes, not as much, but there are like a lot of great quotes in it too. So, I mean, it is what if you like this type of movie, like, Swords and Sandals, historical epics, I think that you'll like love the whole thing. But if you're just like a casual person, more like me, maybe just the fight scenes or the battle scenes. Let's go to quotes.
Okay.
Woj.
I only had a couple here. Obviously, there's a couple that just are said so much of, "Are you not entertained?"
Yes.
There's also the big one that you already said. I'm not going to say that again. On my signal, unleash hell.
I had that one.
Battle.
Yeah,
I like that one a little bit.
One.
There's a kind of cool one, which I'm kind of bummed that Bobby's not here to respond, because like I feel like Bobby would definitely appreciate this. And one of the senators, he was like, with an army behind you, you can be extremely political. So like it's when Maximus is kind of like not really wanting to become, hey, I don't want to be the fucking leader of Rome.
No, he wants to.
I just want to be chilling as a farmer with my wife and kid. And he's like, hey man, you can do a lot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He has like a one quote. He's addressing the troops. 3 weeks from now, I will be harvesting my crops. Imagine where you will be, and we'll be so. Hold the line. Stay with me. If you find yourself alone riding in the green fields with the sun on your face, do not be troubled, for you are in Elysium. You are already dead. Brothers, what we do in this life echoes in eternity.
Mm-hmm. That's where this Russell Crowe performance is just like, he gets the people going. He fucking
gets the people going.
He gets these guys ready to fucking.
I mean, he gets a ton of
him.
lines. Like, there's so many. I mean, I knew a man once who said, "Death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back." Strength and honor is one they say a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one. He asked the guy a question. He's like, you don't. Oh, he's asking Tommy Flanagan. He's like, you don't find it hard to do your duty? And the guy's like, sometimes I do what I want to do. The rest of the time, I do what I have to do. I think that was pretty good.
I like when Proximo is talking to the slave trader, which we'll talk about in the cast section real quick.
Yeah.
But he's like talking about their last deal, where basically the slave trader sold Proximo the
the
giraffes that didn't
they
mate.
don't fuck. Yeah.
And he goes, "You sold me queer giraffes."
Yeah.
Such an out of left field. I didn't catch that one in the first time through. Obviously,
the one politician has a go and he says, "I don't pretend to be a man of the people, but I do try to be a man for the people."
mm-hmm.
And then, oh god,
no, okay.
I had one more from just one more. Proximo. He says, he's talking about his past. Listen to me, learn from me. I was not the best because I killed quickly. I was the best because the crowd loved me.
Mm-hmm.
Win the crowd and you'll win your freedom.
Yeah,
and then I think the best one was the one I already did when he turns around and reveals himself. That's like the and then the one you said hey, you're not entertained or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have any more.
No, I'm good. Moving on.
Okay. So next is scene stealing, performance.
Before we get there,
let's
make more just because I put directors and writers and all that stuff
do your thing
into the cast as well. But I just got to mention, I mean, Ridley Scott. I mean, as you said, he's a fucking one of the best. You obviously like a lot of his movies and pick from those a lot. I would just say though, him. Fucking dope. I was looking at the writers here, and it's kind of interesting. So, a couple of guys, just some of the ones that you'll know. So, David Franzoni, you're never going to remember his name, but he wrote Amistad, which a couple of guys are
Steven
in
Spielberg.
Amistad. I don't remember. Maybe it was the other guy then. There was a couple guys where it was that he did that movie as well.
Yeah.
John Logan wrote The Aviator, Skyfall, Rango. Alien Covenant. Let's see if this guy has Unbroken, Les Miserables. So these guys are doing some kind of cool, and that's what I actually liked about this movie is that those three guys that did those kind of different types of movies, you can kind of see it in that they're making shit super cinematic, super.
Well, yeah, definitely, and it's got the awesome, said Hans Zimmer score to go with it.
I was going to talk about that.
It makes the movie more epic when scenes are happening. It makes you feel more of the I don't know, just through the music, it just emphasizes everything.
Oh, definitely so. All right, now we can get back to cast.
Okay, so yeah, I just had the scene stealing side, the side character performance. So I'm assuming, obviously, I think that Russell Crowe and Joaquin are the best. So if we're talking other than them, I'm assuming I had just, I don't know, I had Djimon Hounsou or Oliver Reed who played Proximo. I think they were, and he actually died during the filming of this. They had to work around that.
Yeah, Oliver Reed had a notoriously
drinking problem.
Terrible drinking.
Yeah,
problem,
he would and he died on set. And you can tell in his last scene when they show it, it's kind of weird.
He is flushed a lot. His skin is a completely different color, and you could tell that they tried to put makeup and he looks completely different.
Well, I think the last scene too, when he's the army comes to Proximo's
slave quarters,
headquarters. That you can see that's I think that was they added that to make it work. I think he was already dead by then. It's kind of when on The Sopranos, Tony's mom died and he had that conversation with her, but it just looks off. So I think that was the scene.
Definitely so. I could see that.
Did you have anybody else? I also like that. I don't know his name. The big guy in the Gladiator, the big buff dude who becomes friends with him.
Yeah, his name is Rolf.
Would have been Arnold if he was younger then, but it's not. I don't know his name.
His name is Ralph Mola. Very German.
He had a funny scene where he eats a bite of his food to make sure it's not poison, and he pretends he's gonna die or whatever.
Right,
and it's not. Yeah.
I would say Richard Harris as Marcus Aurelius.
Yes.
I liked his type of King seemed very kingy. It just was it was within there. I like Richard Harris in general. He also was Dumbledore, the original one.
Yeah, before he died.
But in general, I like, he seemed, you got to kind of get, in my opinion, to play a king in these type of times, older not older movies, but older staged or whatever the fuck it is, taking place in an earlier time. You have to kind of get an Englishman, in my opinion, and you got to get a guy who can really enunciate and throw that down. And I think he did that very well.
Royal demeanor.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I think also as you mentioned, Connie Nielsen was really good as the sister.
I could take her or leave her, honestly.
I thought she was pretty good. But yeah, it's fair enough.
Okay. Just a couple of other notes here. I just got to mention. I mean, Russell Crowe, dude, he's dope. And now after watching this, though, I am really like, he did that other movie, The Other Guy, not The Other Guys. What was the
Nice
one
Guys?
with The Nice Guys with?
That movie's awesome.
I think it's good. I think he can play comedy. I think my brand of Russell Crowe, though, I almost said Russell Wilson. Russell Crowe, though, is the serious, the stone, like drama straight through, no comedy. I mean, like, yeah, he has a joke in this or what, but like, it's 99% drama, vengeance, and this like serious shit.
I think it's good. He can do both.
I think I just my preferential version of him is this, where it's like I'm dialed in.
No, this is for sure. I would say while we're just on it,
Yeah,
what would like I had this jotted down. If you had to name like your top, let's say 4 Russell Crowe movies, what would you have in there? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot. I'll go first.
I can easily do it. You go first.
I love him. I'll say performances, not even movies. Let's say performances. I think this would be in there for sure. I love him in American Gangster. I told you guys that when we did the pod. I think he's actually the better part of the movie than Denzel. I actually really love this movie. The Next 3 Days. I don't know if you ever saw that one. I like that one. And then I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, I haven't seen all of them, so I don't know. I like also The Nice Guys, like you said. Probably for me.
Oh, he was also in Les Mis. Okay.
It's in Les Mis. I mean, a couple of them, if you don't know.
That wasn't my choice, by the way.
Okay.
I just was mentioning it.
I jotted down Gladiator, American Gangster. LA Confidential was actually where he got his big break. Beautiful Mind, he also won an Oscar for. Master and Commander, I never saw that, but I heard that was really good. Cinderella Man, again, I never saw that, but I heard it's good. Inside Man, I know, was up for awards. Mystery Alaska, I remember liking, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, Mystery Alaska is a top. If you have not seen that movie, see that fucking movie.
It's been a minute.
I don't give a shit if you fucking love hockey, you hate hockey. It's a good movie overall. It's a good feel-good story for sure.
I know like 3:10 to Yuma is a big one for some people.
I'm a real big fan of The Quick and the Dead.
I haven't seen that.
I think it was great.
I gotta watch it. Sam Raimi. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Very good in that. You said L.A. Confidential, and then the other one was you already said A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, I think he's very good in L.A. Confidential. I thought the movie was fine. I didn't think it was like, I don't know. Again, I heard like, I mean, it was up for all those awards that year. People talk about how great it was, and I saw it, and I was like, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fine. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever watch it again, but I thought he was good in it, I would say. Like, I could see why, like, for him, like, as a young actor, like, that would be this guy's going to be a dude to reckon with or whatever.
Yeah.
Leads him getting Gladiator.
True. I would also just kind of mention, so in the same vein that I prefer my Russell Crowe more serious, I prefer my Joaquin Phoenix as a villain. I don't like the protagonist roles for Joaquin, or even when it's like more lighthearted or something like that. He does a good job of being
want him to go crazy,
broken and crazy and stuff. Right. And honestly, with the Joker, he was doing that stuff before the Joker. Like he was good in a bunch of other shit. You also mentioned Jamon. I don't know how to
Jamon Hansu.
That guy's fucking all over the place. He's in a bunch of shit. He's pretty much, for a lot of people, I feel like they're like, oh, that's the guy who's like in a lot of African movies. Like he's always in those types of shit.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, for sure. And then Tommy Flanagan, you also mentioned, he's in Sons primarily.
Yes. We're doing that guy. I had him for that guy. Tommy Flanagan, Chibs and Sons. He's also in other movies.
Oh, you know who he was in though too? Braveheart. That's what it was.
He's in a lot of shit. Also, I had, besides him, I think this guy is the winner, besides Tommy Flanagan, the prison warden from The Mummy
Ahmad
is the guy who sells Oliver Reed the slaves.
Omar Jalili, dude.
I
so good.
He doesn't come on screen at first. You hear his voice, and I'm like, I know this guy. Who is it? I'm like, it's the guy. He's the guy, and he looks the exact same. It's like a year later after The Mummy or whatever. So.
Yeah, he looks the exact same. But
also the kid, I forgot his name's like Spencer something. He was in Unbreakable, and
he was in that stupid.
Couple other things too.
He was in that stupid like horror movie with.
Where they're the Last House on the Left.
Last House on the Left.
Yes, he's older in that, but yes.
Okay, hold on. I fucking Tommy Flanagan. Okay, he was in Sin City. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Was he in the?
Nah, it's really Sons of Anarchy is his like biggest credit.
Yeah. I think he's like All About the Benjamins.
Okay. Not really.
Was he in The Patriot? I know he's in Braveheart. He might have been in The Patriot too.
Okay, I already looked off of him, so the world may never know.
Fair enough.
But I got a couple other guys. So Thomas Arana, who plays Quintus, he's the stalker in Limitless, the guy who's coming after the girl in the
I
park.
haven't seen that in a minute.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I like that movie though. I just haven't seen it in a minute.
A guy who I don't remember seeing, but as I look through the credits, I go, what the fuck? So David Bali as the engineer, which I don't remember seeing this guy ever. He's fucking Cotton from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, I never got into Pirates that much.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I seen the first movie
dude.
once, maybe twice. I think once, and then I saw the last one, whenever the last one came out, like in 2017 with Javier Bardem, and I hadn't seen the other three.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
I never
You're
got into
you're a movie guy. You don't
know.
go 1 and then 4.
I didn't watch them like. I mean, I think like my dad might have rented it or something, but I didn't go see him in the theater or whatever. It's just the last one, the one with Javier Bardem, because it was like we were double dipping. We needed something to go see it with.
Wait, you correct me if I'm wrong. You said you saw 1 and then you didn't see 2 or 3.
I don't think so.
And then you saw 4.
Or
and
5, whatever the last one was that came out. I don't know which one.
Okay, but you can obviously
I do have the movies on DVD. I just haven't watched them.
You can obviously admit though is that is the absolute worst way to go through a series.
Oh yeah, well it's the thing. I said again. If I
like obviously there's like connections to other movies in there.
If I can get again some context, I was not a Pirates of the Caribbean person. I saw them. So when the first one came out, it was a big deal. I think my dad might have rented it, and that's when we watched it, and then I saw it.
Okay.
And then I didn't go see the other 2 or 3, whatever, in theater. And then like whenever the last one came out, I was going to the movies with my friend Kevin. Every week we saw 2 movies like a week, like for a long time, and that was just like a double dip. We're like, oh, we're gonna go see Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever, with this. Because that was what was out, and I was probably a little lost on some of the details, obviously, of the story and characters.
I'm just saying you shouldn't be shocked that you weren't.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad or anything. Like I would be willing to watch them. I just haven't really done so. That's all.
So on the Pirates of the Caribbean note, I mean, there's obviously there's connections all over the fucking place in that. So the David Bailey, as I just said, who really wasn't in, but the fucking Hans Zimmer did the first Pirates of the Caribbean score. Or executive producer there. You can tell. Sorry, real quick. But do you have any other cast like that guys or whatever?
No.
Okay, I got one more before I go.
Sure.
I'm just gonna parlay it. Pirates of the Caribbean into soundtrack in a second. Derek Jacobi though as Gracchus is. It says here he's Rupert in The Family Guy. The guy is like, hey, everybody.
Oh, really?
Oh, hey, Chris.
What, you mean?
The old guy with the walker?
Herbert.
Oh, who the fuck is Rupert then?
Rupert's Stewie's bear.
Oh, shit, I got that fucking twisted then. Oops. Never mind.
Mostly on paper, boy. Give me some of that good
Oh,
news.
it is Herbert. Damn it.
Get your fat
And
ass back here.
Hey.
Where are you? Yeah, I think that's great.
All right, sorry about that. My
That's
bad.
okay. I knew what you meant.
Let's move on to the soundtrack though. So Hans Zimmer is my boy. He
He's
easily
one of
does
the best people doing scores.
He has easily like 10 of the most fucking iconic movies. He does the score
Dark
for.
Knight, the whole Dark Knight series.
So you can definitely tell in the themes of the movies, like the marches in the initial battle, in the Coliseum.
Wait, he does the Pirates of the Caribbean movies too, right? That's what you're gonna
He
say.
only did the first one.
Oh, okay. Because this kind of sounds similar a little bit.
The rest of the Pirates of the Caribbean, once you do that first one, you're gonna continue in that path. That's like the music of it.
Yeah.
This is like you can clearly tell that there's some kind of leeways getting taken. So he definitely borrowed a little bit in Pirates of the Caribbean.
I would say people who do scores tend to borrow from themselves in general. Danny Elfman does that.
For sure.
John Williams, even like they sound, they're different, but they're similar. They're cut from the same cloth.
Absolutely.
If you will.
I definitely agree with that. And then I just also mentioned the only other thing, I mean, besides the score is like, again, as you said, it's like very theatrical score, so like it's very much like it brings you into the battle and like not again when they're fighting so much, but like the lead up to it. The finale of the first battle is like fucking the music over it is beautiful. It's just like they're kind of picking through the dead bodies and stuff, and they're playing this like beautiful fucking song. So I mean, again, it's Hans Zimmer fucking hit it out of the park as he
A
normally does.
a lot of good like string instruments,
Orchestra.
Yes.
Yep. I don't have anything else for soundtrack. That was it.
No, I mean, there's not really. Obviously, it's not that type of movie where it's
Just
all
score,
score based.
Yeah,
Do you have any recasting you want to do?
So, in
I know
terms,
you said Kai Nielsen. Maybe you want to recast her with like Angelina Jolie or something.
I got that more for the switcheroo.
Okay.
In terms of.
Well, should we go that, or should we?
Well, I'm just saying you kind of have this other thing of like recasting, and based on the last episode that we did, I kind of have morphed your category into, and I actually wrote down two different things. So I wrote down kind of how you envisioned it, and then I wrote down another thing of like
give it to us.
Giving somebody else. I would like Kate Beckinsale instead of Connie Nielsen.
Okay.
She's English. She's very, very attractive.
Especially at that time.
And she's still attractive now.
She very much is. I'm just saying, but especially then.
But I'm just saying is like I think it would have fit in, especially with the fact that what's her name, Silly or something like that.
Connie Nielsen.
No, the character's name
I don't
know. Lucilla, whatever.
Lucilla.
It's not like yes, she's there. She plays an important role, but it's not. It's like to me, she didn't give me a whole lot. Where I go, oh my god, look at this performance.
Yeah,
just kind of to me, she was there.
She's solid,
right? Not hitting a single.
I think Angelina Jolie could have been really good.
Angelina Jolie has the look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But then when you, she does like I guess an English accent in Lara Croft, right?
Yeah.
I'm on the fence with Angela. It's a solid.
She's got the look, man.
It's an intriguing.
She looks like a
choice,
goddess or like a queen.
Definitely more. No, it's not Angela. It's like androgynous. That's what she has. She has that androgynous look for sure.
Yeah, she's sexy.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. The last like 30 minutes were just like, yeah, that chick is hot as hell.
Who else more hot chicks going to put in this movie?
That would be my one, and then I'll save the other thing when we switch to the.
We could just go to it, man. You're already on and just do
Okay.
it.
So again, the switcheroo category, as I've renamed it.
Yeah, switcheroo.
Switcheroo.
Are you putting someone in this movie or someone from this movie in something else?
So this is where I kind of.
Or are you doing something different?
No. It's kind of more of like again what you kind of envisioned it was the putting of something else or like again switching something from a movie
to a different movie. Or
yeah.
thing.
So I was thinking, Kingdom of Heaven.
Okay.
Like they could put something together where you have the general, like the armies going against each other, like a huge battle or something like that.
Okay.
Like in Kingdom of Heaven, I believe it was about the
Crusades
and like the Knights of the Templar and shit like
some
that.
Christian stuff, yeah.
Some Christian bullshit, right? And like put those guys, that army against these, like that kingdom against this one, I think would have been.
Oh, so you want to like take bets on the gladiators versus the other army kind of thing?
Oh, nice fumble, dickhead.
Oh shit.
It's just like I think it would be a cool like framing of like, hey, here's one kingdom against the other. Now, obviously, you'd have to have a lot less. You can't have 15 people in one kingdom, 15 people in the other. You're not going to have time to go through the whole shit. So obviously you'd have to kind of shrink down, maybe just go with the king, the general, and the something. But I just was thinking again, like in terms of the time period and the again being armies and shit like that, like vast armies, could work out. What do you got?
I had an interesting one for that. So I don't know. I guess this might be like a different type of movie then if we're doing it, but like. Somehow, if during Star Wars Episode 2, the Clone Wars, during the scene in the Coliseum where they're all chained up,
yeah,
Russell Crowe's character and his army guys, they come in out of like a portal or something. They're gonna help out Anakin and Obi-Wan and Padme. Or like whatever, like before the Mace Windu and the other Jedi get there, because it's kind of like a battle, like a Coliseum.
Right.
I don't know how you fit that in. Somehow, something with those two, where I kept thinking when I was watching Gladiator about that scene from Star Wars Episode 2. I don't think it would obviously work to put them in Gladiator because they're from like space and whatever. But I think you could maybe put them into that setting for that one scene.
So you're saying there's some sort of time travel or portal?
Maybe it's like a movie where it's like. the main character is like going through a bunch of movies, and he's, I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
He's rewriting some type of history for movie, a way he wanted movies to be, or something different. And then I don't even know. It's not like fully baked. It's very half baked.
Okay.
Somehow, if you can get
Good movie.
Russell Crowe's character, or whatever, in that arena to like battle those like monsters and things, and save Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme in some quick fashion.
Okay.
Maybe you give him a lightsaber. Hey, Maximus,
That'd be pretty dope.
why don't you fuck with this? And I don't know how he would get it. I don't know the circumstances in which it would make sense for him to be in this
right,
movie.
as you said, it's not fully fleshed out.
But I kept going to that. That was my only thing I had written down. Because other than that, because this type of movie is very specific, where it's like it has to be a swords and sandals type thing. Like, oh, let's put like Troy in this or something, or like or 300 or whatever. And I don't really.
I think that's the easy thing, but yeah, you're going out way outside the box.
Yeah, I'm trying to think outside the box.
Taco Bell should fucking.
I didn't have as many ideas as I did for the last week's one because it was more modern day. Because it's more of like a specific.
You know what I can also admit is that for that category, as well as the sequels, prequels, spinoffs type of thing,
which will be next.
Yeah, I tend to not have a whole lot of options or ideas for that if the movie is really good, which in this, and you'll see in my rating, is definitely, to me, a really great movie through and through. So in those type of movies, it's tough for me to go like, oh, I really like this here. In shittier movies, it's a lot easier to replace and go, hey, I want to see that over there.
Sometimes there's not always answers for these categories, but we just have them.
Well, it's
to give it an attempt. But, sometimes if you don't have anything, you don't have anything.
It's opinionated, so you can't have a problem with the opinion. Like, you can't say that's wrong, but obviously, again, like that idea for you, like if you kind of thought it out and went through it, I'm wondering how how that would turn out. Like, obviously it'd probably be better than this fucking garbage that they call movies now.
I don't know, like it'd have to be like some almost like meta movie where it's like where like where the character has seen these movies and is going through them, and kind of almost like a butterfly effect thing, but with movies instead of like his own personal experiences. Again, I'm just brainstorming off the top of my head. It's not fully fleshed out.
All good. All right, what do we got next?
Well, that's we said the either prequel, spinoff, prequel, sequel award.
Yeah, I would just like to see other Maximus's battles, victories, other stuff like that. That'd be cool to see.
Unfortunately, well, obviously there's Gladiator 2, which is coming out this weekend or just came out.
Yeah, so let's take a quick detour to talk about that.
So I don't know much about it, except for obviously Maximus died, so he's not going to be in it. Denzel's in it, Pedro Pascal. Well, I don't know much about it.
I don't know anything about the story, but let me just tell you about the general part of this that makes me really, really hate when they do this.
You think it's a cash grab?
Definitely a cash grab. You got Paul Mezcal or whatever.
Yeah,
Mescal, whatever the fuck his name is.
You got Denzel.
But that they're focusing on Paul being like the guy, the focal point, and all that shit, right? I have no problem with them making a movie to be like, hey, we want to use this young new actor that's like, again, he's been famous for this other whatever the fuck other show, Sex Education or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I don't care. I have a problem with, again, you're doing it. This is Gladiator 2. So obviously you're going to have to talk about what the previous...
Kai Nielsen's in it. I saw that. So.
But you're going to have to like kind of figure it out of like, okay, so this is going to be in the same world as Gladiator, but obviously you're doing a different story. You add in Denzel, which again, I have no problem with, but a lot of people go like, well... Not historically accurate, but you're like, this guy wouldn't be...
You got to get over the minority thing in the past.
General part. Again, no problem here, but I know that that's another part that people tend to go that. And then the last part to me is just the time period between it.
It's 24 years, you mean?
24 years is too long, okay? If you do, I would say, honestly, a sweet spot is 7 to 10. If you... again, I don't love the movies. Like, I've seen a couple movies nowadays that they literally put out the first movie and then you see in the news they've already started in the second movie. Like, they already know they're going to do that. And I'm like, fucking hate that. You're making a 2-part movie basically.
I think it depends. I think like if you have more story to tell and you had planned that to do so, then that's fine. But
like
if
that Alita Battle Angel shit, they clearly did that.
right, but also like you're saying though, like I would agree was like you shouldn't sacrifice your first movie to lend to your second one. Like
Right.
like
Yes. Good way to put it.
like make it your first one have a complete ending, but leave it open maybe for a sequel of sorts if it makes sense.
And this is why I'm not totally opposed to Gladiator 2, because they did that. They
Right.
killed off Maximus. They killed off Commodus.
so right, yeah.
And then now it's like, hey, you can start over new. No problem with doing a new Gladiator. But again, these couple things, you're doing it too late, too long. You're gonna have to like explain this guy, why is he relevant or whatever. And guess what though? I'm just spitballing here. I'm sure there's gonna be some badass fucking gladiator scenes in there that you're gonna have to now go up and over because you did. I'm just spitballing here. I'm sure they're gonna have fucking elephants or some shit in the thing.
I think there were rhinos, I heard.
Rhinos, there you go. To one up the fucking tigers that they already had.
I got no stake in this game as far as this movie goes. So it's like, to me, I think normally I would agree with you that when you release a sequel so many years later, generally has a low success rate and it'll probably not be great. However, it is Ridley Scott. He's got a great cast. He said Denzel, while historically not accurate, I am intrigued to see him in this type of movie. I think it's cool that he's rejoining Ridley Scott since American Gangster. I think that's the last time he worked with him. And Pedro Pascal I love, and I don't know this Mescal guy, but apparently he's the shit or whatever now.
I think Ridley Scott is going to do a good job with it
I-
overall as a movie.
I don't have high expectations for it. Like my thing is going to be like I'm probably going to go see it like maybe on Thanksgiving or something, honestly. And I think it's going to be entertaining. Again, like this movie.
Are movie theaters open on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, they're open every day.
Really?
Yeah, I go on Christmas. Me and my family go on Christmas
What about Yom Kippur?
every day.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's a fucking joke.
But I think like again, like with this movie, like the battle scenes are going to look amazing. They're going to be entertaining as hell. They're going to be bloody. Now, am I going to like the story and the dialogue around that? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe a little. I don't know. Like I saw Blade Runner 2049, and that was like 30 years after the original Blade Runner, which I don't really care for that. This is a side note, the original Blade Runner, but I thought the second one was decent. So I think that if you have the right guy making the movie, and this guy made the original, obviously Ridley Scott, and he has the vision to do it, it has a better chance than other things might. But there is still a great chance of it being like, maybe he's like...
I think there's more of a chance, even with, again, the casting that you have, the fucking directors.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hans Zimmer is coming back for it or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I think you kind of articulated it perfectly. It's like, it gives it a good chance to be good, but the bar is too high for me at Gladiator that the sequel, you're going to go better than... prime Russell Crowe versus Joaquin.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think go into it expecting
because I don't even know do you know who the antagonist is?
Yeah, he actually. Well, he's good. He's Joseph Quinn from the
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Yes, he was in the Quiet Place movie that just came out. He's great. I think he looks great in the movie too. They said he's great. He looks like he's just doing like a communist impression, kind of, from what I've seen in the trailers.
Okay.
So, take that for what you will. If you like that or don't like that, I don't know. Like whatever. He looks kind of like, again, like the spoiled, like villain emperor, spoiled brat kind of thing. It looks like he's doing a very similar Joaquin Phoenix thing. So I don't know. Like again, I don't know. Like I think if the story makes sense, then it'll be awesome, and if it doesn't, then it'll still be entertaining. But either way, I definitely think it's going to make a lot of money.
But that's what,
especially because people are, people love the first one. And they've been. I don't think they ever expected a sequel, so the fact that they're getting one is like, holy shit. And then also, like I said, the fact that Denzel's in it and other people.
I think sequels can always be good, but it's very rare.
And as far as the way movies have been coming out, last few years, it might honestly be one of the better ones,
I mean, that's not saying a lot.
No, it's not, but I'm just saying, like, it's not got a lot of competition, let's put it that way.
Very true. I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a great movie. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm not going to go see it in the theaters. It's not one of those, but we'll see what happens. I definitely want to peruse it because I like the first Gladiator so much, but I have a heavy feeling that I'm going to be more disappointed in that it's going to probably be a good movie overall, which Bobby can't discern between a good movie and a
he hates,
or whatever.
Hates the...
But I'm just saying is like I think it would be something of a can be good, but the jury's still out, and we're going to see. You want to roll over
Picking
Nits?
Yeah. I only have one that I could think of.
Go ahead.
Maybe I just missed it. Why is Maximus called the Spaniard initially? He doesn't look Spanish.
I
Why
think
did he get that name?
I think it's because of the area that he's from.
But they don't know where he's from.
I'm saying that
Is it because they found him in Spain or something, or like?
I think so.
Okay, maybe that's why I was confused as like to why.
Because he's going back to a farming land. It's not like he's going back to Rome.
No, I know, but he's
with
not
everybody
Spanish. Like he doesn't look Spanish.
He doesn't look Spanish, obviously.
So like,
but
why are they calling him the Spaniard?
But it just could be the area that he's
I just thought
from.
maybe I missed something. I don't know.
It's not explained, but I'm just assuming his land is in Spain somewhere.
Like you could have called him anything. Like I don't know the whatever.
Like Fuzzy Blumpkins.
Like I don't know. Like the
Jesus Christ, Jalen Warren just getting all touches, no Najee. All right, I will go with after the fighting scene is over. There's too much slow motion. Like they used it to kind of articulate the battle, which works well with the battle because there's like some faster moving scenes and then they slow it down. But like Russell Crowe just sitting there is like slow motion plus kind of also blurry, and it just kind of hurt my eyes for like 30
That was a style of the time of the early 2000s.
For sure.
A lot of people were doing that, so I think that has to lend to it probably. I know what you're talking about for sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Shoulder injury that Maximus gets, getting out of the clutches of the executioners. I'm gonna say he's probably fucking dead. And
what do you mean?
So he gets caught in the shoulder by the guy charging on the horse.
Oh.
The guy gets him in the shoulder.
Okay.
And
right, and they had the maggots in there later. Okay.
I'm saying by the time he's traveling hours, if not days, to get back to his place, and then he obviously isn't eating a whole lot.
Yeah.
Just the blood loss and
probably back then.
And he did sew it up, but obviously shittily infection.
Sure.
Probably dead. And also it lends to the point that when he gets stabbed in the back, 12 hours later he's fucking dead, or not even 12. He's like a couple hours later he's fucking dead. When he gets stabbed in the back.
No, that's right. That's a fair point.
All right. Let's see. How does Commodus not know it's Maximus when he's like staring at him? With
this is my question I had too actually.
It's like,
in general, well, I know it's back in the day since like people have internet and like photos of people, but like no one knows it's Maximus. No one recognizes him in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Like behind the sines before he puts the helmet on. Like I know the Emperor.
Nobody's like, oh shit, it's Maximus.
Oh, it was the leader of our army for 10 years.
Right.
Like again, I know like you don't have like it's not like even like in the 1800s or something where they have like pictures of people and IDs and things, but I'm sure a good amount of people when you're that high up in the army of the Roman Empire know who the hell you are. It seems unlikely no one would recognize him.
Yeah, I also got how did they catch Hagen, the big fucking slave guy?
Oh, the guy who's like...
He's like 6'8", like 250, 260.
Good question. Maybe they had a couple... Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying, it's like also kind of like in these other parts, I'm like, there's really nothing separating a guy like Hagen from like ripping fucking Proximo's head off. And just being like, hey, I'm just going to rip your head off and we're going to be done with you. Yeah, you might get stabbed by some guards, but like, it's definitely doable at any time. I got, what's the point of one fucking dog in battle? First battle, there's just a dog kind of hanging around.
I assume it's to sniff out the army. I don't know.
They never mention it. It doesn't attack
Someone's
anybody.
Pet.
It's weird, man.
Maybe Maximus had a pet.
It's just straight up weird. Couple more, and then I just got some things that I just jotted down just for shit. Quintus fucks him over in the beginning.
Yes, he did.
And then, like, he's all nice and shit. My first order would be like, yo, fuck you, Quintus. You're gonna fucking die right now.
Right. Yeah.
Like, as soon as I'm done killing the king, I'm going right to this bitch. Like, I'm not gonna forget that you literally came into my quarters and then fucking snagged me for no reason just because the king said.
Yeah.
And fucking Maximus already said it. He was like, yeah, the king was slain. Like, he already fucking says that shit. I don't have any other picking nits, but a couple other just things that I mentioned. So The over-under, I was talking about betting on the Gladiator kills.
Yeah.
Like, guys going in there be like, all right, Maximus is going to get 3.5 at the line.
I was thinking the whole time, this is definitely a betting movie. You could have, like, gambling in. They're betting on the snake game.
Yeah.
That one game, who's going to get bit by the snake and shit.
Right.
This is 100%. Najee ain't getting shit.
No, denied. It's also fucking snowing like crazy there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, the I love the fucking Marcus Aurelius rather, he fucking gives Joaquin the business. He has him come in, he's like, so Joaquin, you're not the king. Maximus is, like, right away, no bullshit. I love that. We got, when you kill the whole family in the way that you did, you gotta know this shit is coming for you. Like, you're fucked.
Well, he
man.
thought he was dead. He had him executed.
Even though, man, it's like karma.
He honestly thought, I believe he would have been killed before his family if things have gone to plan.
You're true. I'm just saying the karma. You got to know that you're going to a whole.
That
new
guy don't
level.
give no fucks. He's a
like fucking O'Doyle. The whole world's coming for you. You know.
They got to think your whole family's going down.
Yeah. Let's see. Last couple here. Cassius. Do you ever see the guy with the eyebrows?
Dude, yeah.
Dude, he got the
Those
eyebrows
were crazy.
pointed out. I was like, all right, interesting. And then he puts a wig on top.
Yeah, what
I
a
love
time
it.
to be alive.
What a time.
Bald man's paradise.
Gladiator costumes were fucking sick in this, man. They got Tigris with the thing and the changing.
The
face.
whole production is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely great.
It looks great.
We got, like I said, a lot of ties to the Pirates of the Caribbean, and that is it. No other picking nits, but just like I said, I always want to get those out there because we're not going to go back and do Gladiator again. So
yeah,
gotta get it out.
Is this your favorite or one of your favorite Ridley Scott movies?
Easily one of my favorite. Probably not. There's definitely going to be something above this.
I got Alien above this.
Alien's a good choice right there.
There's Blade Runner. You got The Martian. You got Thelma and Louise.
See, I'm just going to go through this shit.
Black Rain.
Just go for one that I think is going to be...
Matchstick Men. American Gangster.
Where's the fucking director one at?
For Ridley?
Yeah, because like IMDb does this shit.
I'll just go.
There we go. I got you.
He's got a
go
lot.
to the beginning.
I mean, for me, it's going to be Alien for number one.
Okay.
You got The Duelist, Alien, Blade Runner, Legend, Someone to Watch Over Me, Black Rain, Thelma and Louise, 1492, Conquest of Paradise.
I got it. You don't know.
G.I. Jane.
Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down. I
is
love
for sure up there for me.
I heard Matchstick Men's amazing. I haven't seen it yet. I'm intending to watch it.
Yeah, The Martian was good, but Alien. I think Alien and what did I just say? The
Martian.
No, Alien and Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
I think for me are kind of above Gladiator.
Yeah, definitely.
Close though.
This would be in the conversation, but I think Alien's my favorite for sure.
It's got to be. I mean,
I love The Martian.
You've been sucking Ridley Scott's teeth. With all due respect, I mean, pretty good director to fucking.
I mean, again, regardless of like if his movies are, if you enjoy them or you don't, they always look amazing, no matter what. They're always among the best, well shot movies. They always are like just shots in there like that you won't see in any other movie. He just has an eye for the camera.
Absolutely. All right, you want to get to the?
Yeah, I'm done with the. Yeah, let's go with the. Would you recommend the movie to own, stream, or skip?
Yeah, this is an own for sure. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. It's a classic piece of cinema, and again, you're getting two heavy hitters. Oliver Reed, and a lot of people, I don't think you're going to know his earlier work or whatever. And I think he was a great actor in this, but I think just overall you're going to go Joaquin versus fucking Russell Crowe. I mean, that's sick. It's a sick matchup. Other than that, my rating, I'd probably put it at a 9.5.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it's just up there. It's one of the great movie overall. Yeah, Owen Wilson.
All right, try to do Bobby. This movie's the fucking tits. It's fucking way better than Whiplash. It's a fucking 10.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what he'd give it. But,
Okay.
For me, for me, it's gonna be a stream.
Okay.
Just because I said I just like the scenes. I think it's like for me, I'd probably just go on YouTube and be like, Russell Crowe Gladiator scenes and just like watch them. I don't really.
I'm sure there's a compilation.
I don't need to watch the whole movie. If this to me would be like if you have cable, a great movie to like flip on. It's like, oh, this is the Gladiator. Let me stay for this Coliseum scene. Oh, let me stay for this scene. Like,
right.
But other than that, you're like, I can flip to another movie in between, kind of thing. I would own it if someone like if it was like if I saw like a deal on it or something. I would not own it, but I wouldn't need to own it. As far as
I think let's keep the category as like own it is like you own it no matter what.
I'm just saying, yeah. For me, like
Stream
personally, like if someone was like, "Hey, you want Gladiator for like $2?" Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I mean that you can say that with a million movies. I'm saying
some I wouldn't want to even touch at all.
I'm just saying let's keep it to if you're gonna say own it, then it would be owning it at whatever
I'm
cost
streaming
it is. And again, streaming it means that even if it's for $2, that's the stream is where you don't put in money value in it because then it kind of changes.
Listen, Woj.
I'm just saying if you say $2, I would fucking get National Lampoon's fucking 19th college.
You wouldn't get Kingdom of Heaven
for $2. Yeah, dude. $2 is a fucking McChicken. Who gives a fuck?
Fair enough. And for my grade goes, I'm gonna give it. It's higher than I thought, but it's not gonna be as high as you would think. I gave it a 7.6.
Okay.
So like. I don't know. Like to me, again, like the quality of the movie is like A+, but just not my type of movie generally. But
I mean, it's in line though because you didn't love Kingdom of Heaven, and you said
right, and I gave that like a 6.4. So like I didn't really enjoy the story and I enjoyed the acting performances a lot, and I could follow the story enough to where I knew what was happening. But again, it's not my general type of movie or genre. So
right.
7.6 for me.
Makes sense.
I'm not giving it a 4.6 like some people, but I'll be fair about it.
Ryan's still butthurt about that one.
I mean, guys, come on, weigh in the comments if you want. Is Halloween Town better than Whiplash? Get the fuck out of here.
Bobby Score says otherwise.
Yeah.
All right, so the next teaser is going to be from me, my choice.
Right. And this is the last one where you're going to choose before we do the Christmas ones,
so
correct?
We're recording this the week before Thanksgiving, and I think it's going to be
a couple
weeks. Right in line, though, to then start Christmas kind of right after Thanksgiving. And then, like I said, the jury's out on whether we're going to actually record something next week, so we'll figure that out. So the next movie, though, regardless, is going to be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, that's perfect. I was going to say because Thanksgiving is coming up.
It's definitely one that I wanted to do, I think, last year as well.
That's awesome. I was going to say, is on my list as well. Great John Candy movie, one of the best.
Absolutely. And Steve Martin. So, all right. So, like I said, I'm
excited. This is awesome.
We're going to definitely figure out if we're going to record next week. But either way, we're going to get this shit to you. We'll keep it coming with the Instagram. We got another subscriber. We're going to do something a little special at 100. So keep doing that shit. Keep engaging, doing all that. We fucking love it. It's snowing like a motherfucker in this Pittsburgh Cleveland game.
You see what's going on with they got like the lines
digital lines to
colored,
see
so like when the jerseys go in, it looks like they're like invisible or something. It's weird.
It's a digital line so that you can know where they're at. Either way, I mean, it keeps in line though with the Thursday night football games. It's dog shit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be fucked, and I'm probably gonna get a loss this week because I had to start 2 Pittsburgh Steelers, and again I had to. It's buy Mageddon, if you will, for week 12.
Yeah, buy Mageddon for me as well.
I have no one else to play, so it is what it is.
It is what it is. The Journeymen Lounge podcast, again, coming to you next movie review. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. We'll get that fucking going.
Can't wait.
If you have anything else to say, Ryan, there's now's the time.
Those aren't pillows.
All right, y'all. Talk to y'all maybe next week, maybe fucking whenever. Boom.
Bye.